I'll tell you, sometimes, the parents who are like, my age, they said, our son brought me a gift and that was a little puppy. I said, my God, wo puppy hai ki itna bada responsibility which you're not ready to take. It's like when you're giving a gift, think what they want, So I'm giving a very kind of crude example, but basically he just realized, and then he was thinking about his father, कि father पाप का भागी बनेगा. So he kept interrupting his father. That that he was a little boy, so he didn't know how to express himself. So he said, "Who will you give me as a dan?" or something like that. Father got irritated, constantly bugging him, "Ki why you're giving this guy," and all that. He said, "Go to hell." You know how in our modern language we say, then the father said, "I'll give you to death." गुस्से में आके बोल दिया उसको, "I give you to death." So he kind of, in the equivalent, I'm saying, and how we get irritated with some teenagers, they go to hell or something, गुस्से में आके. So उसने बेचारे ने literally ले लिया उसको. तो बोला, "Okay, you gave it to me death, I gotta go meet death now." It's a symbolic thing. So basically then he goes and knocks at Yamraj's door. And then that's how the conversation starts. So that's where Nachiketa, little boy. Does that make sense, Sneha? But this couple of things will come. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have a couple of, one comment and one question also. Ms. First is, we were talking about the Guru Dakshina the other day. Just what we did in chapter 3 on our 12th verse, I think, where it says you got to give in return for what you get. That's where this concept of Guru Dakshina came in. Just an explanation of that. I think that's where it says that way. And the second one was when we were talking about, I think Kamlaji was talking about whether she can become, I don't know if she's there or not.
She's here, I can see her.
Okay, whether she can become the any devta or Indra. The way I understand is that there's no, these are, what do they call? These are like stories to explain things. Are there really some people or some beings which are really there and they're living somewhere and doing all this? Way I understood from some, I had asked that question somebody, and they said that this is basically these are Shaktis and they're not really some beings where you can touch them or feel them, that they're living somewhere, and that was my understanding. I don't know if that is how it is or not.
See, what our problem is this, Sushil ji, we are on this earth, right? This is a physical manifestation that we are in.
Right.
Huh? So our thinking and understanding is extremely limited, and we think that this is it. The moment you go in the dream world, you are experiencing, seeing everything, but you're not in that physicality anymore. The same way the astral world, जैसे कि, and the reason I'm saying, because I watched so many of those programs, I have a better understanding. Astral world में, they have everything, but the experience is in a different manner. They don't experience things from the physical body. So they experience the emotion, they experience the beings, they experience everything, they experience the love, but the experience is different, which at this moment, while we are in it, we don't have the capacity to understand it. So what you are saying, true, these are concepts, some of them are personified, like they say samudra devata. Okay, to personify ek murti bahar nikali, because that's the only we can understand. But there's a power of samudra is there, which does certain things, and it interacts with humans in a certain way. So you can say that. So what you are saying has some validity, and the other part of it is when it is in astral world, we don't understand it because we cannot experience it, but they are there in that form.
No, actually what he said is perfectly correct, because every human being the body is just a body. It's the energy inside it which makes you devta or not devta. So the power you have, you are like equal to what the Indra or other people may be, but they have higher power.
Manifestation is higher. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying. Each
Yeah.
one is, we have a complete power, true, but it is an unmanifest form.
Yeah.
To the extent it manifests, that's how you become higher and higher. And even on this earth, the self-realized people, and I know that some of you go to Yogananda's ashram, and in his book he had certain powers, but they may not use it because they know they don't want to interfere in the karmic chakras of these people. That's why they don't interfere. They can change things because it's like, how do I explain it? जिसने सब कुछ बनाया है, अगर तुम वही बन गए तो तुम्हारे पास आ गया कि नहीं पावर सब कुछ करने का. And in a very crude example, whatever the president can do, I and you cannot do it because the power is there. So he can change things, he can do certain things. You and I don't. But if I become the president tomorrow, I can do it too. That's what it is. So there are, these things have to be understood from many different angles slowly, and then it sinks upon it. So all these Shaktis are there, and how much Shakti one has, it's like when you say Hanumanji. They say, Ashta Siddhi Navanidhi ke data. He had Ashta Siddhis and Navanidhi. And then if you go in detail, that explains ki chota hona, bada hona, all that siddhis he have. And there are yogis in this world, we may not believe it, but they have different kind of siddhis. When you read all the biographies and all, you realize it. Some don't give importance. They believe that Swami Chinmayananda had a lot of siddhis, but he didn't want his chelas to focus on that, so he never ever talked about it. But they said a lot of miracles used to happen around him too, which other people observed and put together the things that happened. So that's where it is.
See, when they say that, okay, if you worship any devta, it is okay, but you really need to know that behind that is the Brahman which you are really trying to reach.
True.
So the rest of it is all kind of means, whether it's a Shiva or whoever you are worshipping. But it's okay to worship Shiva as long as you know that actually you're worshipping for attaining to the Brahman.
True. See, when it comes to attaining Brahman, the first thing they're going to tell you is that you, like Joe also always talks about, is you need humility. तो किसी के आगे झुकेगा ही नहीं तो ह्यूमिलिटी कहाँ से डेवलप होएगी. बट इफ यू हैव वन इष्ट देवता, you automatically have to develop that humility, and then slowly. And there are a lot of stories, like मीराबाई की स्टोरी मैंने सुनी कि मीराबाई was a सगुण उन्होंने उपासना की ना, because वो कृष्ण की मूर्ति उनको मिली, then she got very attached to it and all that, and then she went to वृंदावन. बट मोक्ष उनको तभी प्राप्त हुआ जब उनको गुरु मिले, और गुरु ने उनको बोला कि ये कृष्ण भगवान तेरी मूर्ति में नहीं है सिर्फ. Then he taught him Brahma Vidya to मीराबाई. And then they said कि जब उनको मोक्ष मिला वो मूर्ति में विलीन हो गई वगैरह वगैरह. मगर every saint has gone through that journey when you can do the sagun upasana. Sagun is, you pick up one personal devta and then you start, and then slowly your mind gets purified, and then your guru or somebody will tell you that how come out of this little shell of yours, expand, and then you reach. So the journey you can start with a personal, and then lot of people, even after self-realization, they came back to their personal God, because it's just like Ramakrishna Paramhans ji. He Devi ke upasak the wo. He was self-realized soul. He knew the Brahman and everything, but he enjoyed it, because it's like, hey, in our relationship, the same thing happens. I know if I see from the pure Brahman perspective, everybody is Brahman, but I still enjoy my relationship as a brother to my brother, my husband, or my children, and all that. So you can still, while you're in the body, enjoy all that, knowing fully well what is reality behind it. So what you're saying, Sushilji, makes perfect sense. So we should not look down upon anybody who is worshipping anyone, because you don't know what is behind that, you know. Like somebody was telling, I remember I was in one of the satsang, and one of the person got up, I think it was Rishi Ravi Shankar, or maybe it was Murari Bapu who was doing it, and he said, Murari Bapuji, when I see these people, worshipping their guru like a god, it really bothers me. Why are they doing that? Guru is not God. And he said, तुमको क्या तकलीफ है भाई? उसको जीने दो अपने उसमें, because he is looking at that guru as a representation of God, because whatever he has learnt about God, guru is expressing it. So for him, guru becomes God, and that is perfectly fine, but वो दूसरे वाले को तकलीफ हो रही है देखने में. We don't know that how advanced that fellow is, but we should not be judging other people, because that's also a path. अगर गुरु भक्ति निष्ठा से की तो वो उसको मोक्ष मिल जाएगा फिर,
So I just wanted to add to what has just been said, and my understanding is that all the devs that we have, like Indra and कोई वायु के हैं, कोई बारिश के हैं, कोई सूर्य देव हैं, all these are dynamic forces of the universe, and they have been personified simply because उनको अगर एक हम रूप या नाम दे देते हैं, तो then it is easier for the common intellect to understand than to just say कि हाँ बड़ी powerful force है, तो वो फलाने देव हैं, वो देव हैं. I think that's what it is. And so whatever the name, basically the idea is that they are all parts of that, like you said, the Brahman, parts of, the power behind that one Brahman. That was one point I wanted to make. And the other, on a very different note, is that on Apple Color TV these days on Dish, there's a program called Mahapuran, Bhagavad Mahapuran.
No.
Wait a minute, the name, Mahapuran Bhagavatam. And that is all the stories behind the stories that we have heard. And I find it very interesting. Again, it's basically a dialogue between Krishna and Radha. वो स्वर्गलोक में है, और वहाँ पर वो राधा उनसे क्वेश्चन पूछती है कि जब ऐसा हुआ था पृथ्वी में तो ऐसा क्यों हुआ था, और वैसा हुआ तो वैसा क्यों हुआ, तो वो उसको एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. तो उसमें सारी जो महापुराण की कहानियां हैं उनको थोड़ा सा वो बिहाइंड द सीन्स ले जा करके एक्सप्लेन करते हैं. तो आई फाउंड दैट वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. सो जस्ट टू मेंशन दैट इफ एनीबडी हैज एनी इंटरेस्ट यू कुड probably try to see that also.
No, that's good that what you said. So I wanted to bring that point about there was some discussion on our chain about the mantra, right? कौन सा मंत्र आया, किसने किया, कब आया, वेद में पहले आया कि पुराण में बाद में आया. So since we are the students of Vedanta, if we understand the concept, first concept we have to understand everything in the universe is cyclic. Okay? So when they say that Mahabharata, Ramayana and all that, if you go historical purposes, इतने डिबेट मिलेंगे आपको कि आपका दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा. Like एटलीस्ट गीता का थोड़ा कंसेंसस है कि भाई 5000 ईयर्स हुआ. उसमें भी लोग आर्ग्यू करते हैं, मैंने देखा, तो जो एकेडमिशियंस है वो लोग आर्ग्यू करेंगे. सो आई जस्ट लीव इट अलोन. बट most of them do come to that conclusion 5000 years. रामायण का nobody knows. Some people say 10,000, some say 50,000. But अगर पुराणों में देखो तो then they have that दशावतार, then there is a sequence कि कौन पहले आया. तो रामचंद्र जी कृष्ण भगवान के पहले आए थे, उसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है, बट कब आए थे ये नहीं मालूम. And then when it comes to mantras, the same mantra can be revealed to different people at the different times also. So if we will be fools to think that it was only one, because this is called Sanatan Dharma. Okay? So at one time it was revealed to Vishwamitra ji. Now Vishwamitra ji was part of Ramayana too. Everybody knows, right? So then these things get intermingled. Now, what chicken came first or egg came, nobody knows, but we should go more with, hey, what is it, the content of it is? Because what came first, either one can prove whichever way. But adhyatmically, it does not matter, But knowing that these mantras are only revealed to very pure soul for the benefit of everybody, because it has a lot of power in it. There is a whole mantrika science behind it, which I don't understand it completely. All I know that, hey, it even if you don't know the meaning, they say, if you chant it, it resonates inside and makes you a better person, purified and all that. And if you know the meaning, to sone pe suhaga, so just keep that in mind. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I just remembered the name. It's Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran.
So everybody
Srimad
knows what
Bhagavad.
Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is. I'll just tell
it's
you a little bit about it.
Huh.
So Ved Vyasji is the one who compiled all the Shastras. Everybody knows that, right? The चार वेदों को उन्होंने compile. It's not a written, because he took everything and he just organized it. Because at one time it was all oral tradition, and these saints and sages are seers, so they know that Kal Yuga aane wala hai, wahan par memory is going to be bad. So then he compiled it in such a way that made it 4 out of the entire thing. And और उन्होंने ही महाभारत लिखी, ठीक है, राइट? सो उन्होंने महाभारत की रचना की, उन्होंने वेद को कंपाइल किया, और भी कई ब्रह्म सूत्र वगैरह, many other things he did. He still wasn't feeling satisfied in his heart. फिर भी विक्षेप उनको हो रहा था. Okay, so then he was told, I believe by Shiva, or somebody can correct me, I don't remember exactly who told him, you want a complete satisfaction, bhakti is missing in your thing. You write Srimad Bhagavad Puran. Then उन्होंने श्रीमद् भगवत की महापुराण की रचना की. What is in श्रीमद् महापुराण में जो 10 अवतार है ना, उनका डिस्क्रिप्शन है. कृष्ण भगवान का बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्क्रिप्शन है, उनकी बाल लीला, जितना भी हम लोग सुनते हैं ना, ये सब कृष्ण राधा का रास और ये सब, उसका रहस्य उसमें है. और रामायण के बारे में भी है, because in how the whole universe began, it's the most mind-boggling, amazing Mahapuran. It's the most popular one. That's why you have Bhagavad Saptah, because this Puran is the most popular one. And it has a tremendous, if you go in depth in it, it has a tremendous thing. And like our Chinmaya mission, they always tell us that you study pure Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad and all that, it fructifies more when you read the Puranas, and because those concepts become alive, because they relate to our everyday life, our problems, our this. So उसका मतलब सारा benefit हमको तब मिलेगा जब हम पुराण पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे, because concept वही है, उसको खोल के बताया गया है उसमें. And पुराणों में they have declared that some stories are true, historical, others are made up. So it's a mixture of both. There are made up stories and there are true stories. So as far as Mahabharata and Ramayana, we call them histories. We believe that everything happened, and there are certain other Puranic stories that may be made up just to clarify the concept. So that's where it fits this Bhagavad Puran.
Mira, can you put that on WhatsApp, the name, so that we have that?
Yeah, I think that will be good for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you get a chance, it's very easy to follow, and it's like entertainment. So you could be sitting at house and just enjoying the program and learning a lot. Like वो जो 10 अवतार हैं वो कौन से हैं और क्यों हुए, पहला वाला क्या था, विष्णु जी के जो अवतार हुए हैं, etc. So I just thought it was very interesting.
It's on Apple TV.
It's on Apple, huh? Apple.
Okay,
Apple.
yeah, just put all the information on WhatsApp. So.
Yeah, it's only on every Saturday and every Sunday. So, but I record it and I watch whenever I have.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What is knowledge?
What is knowledge? What kind of knowledge you're talking about? There are two different kinds. One is Atma Gyan and one is secular, outside this world. So ये हम लोग ने तो काफ़ी डिस्कस कर लिया यहाँ पर एक क्लास में. ये जो बाहरी दुनिया का ज्ञान है वो कभी ख़त्म नहीं होएगा, because it's an it's also eternal because it keeps changing. But जिसको आत्मज्ञान मिल गया उसको सब कुछ मिल गया, उसको ये भी मिल गया वो भी मिल गया.
So, studying about अभी जैसे ये मीरा जी ने बताया महापुराण और ये सब, तो are they part of आत्मज्ञान?
100% they are. In fact, जो वर्ड गीता, भगवत गीता है ना, वो एक ही भगवत गीता के बारे में कहा है. But there are, I told you in the previous classes, there are 10 different Gitas. Vidur Gita is there, Ram Gita is there. All of them say exactly the same concept, Atmagyan. But conversation अलग-अलग हो जाता है. इस यहाँ पर राम गीता में लक्ष्मण और राम जी बैठे हुए हैं. लक्ष्मण ने प्रश्न पूछना शुरू किया, राम ने आंसर दिया that it is a Gita. Okay, Vidur Gita is there. And then,
Okay, so once you know the concept, आत्मज्ञान का कॉन्सेप्ट अगर पता लग जाता है, तो do we need to know कि 10 लोगों ने क्या कहा, और just get that concept and work on it?
आप अपने आप से पूछिए ये बात, क्योंकि जैसे अभी हम लोग ने कठोपनिषद का ये पढ़ा, उन्होंने क्या बोला कि खाली तुमको आत्मज्ञान सुन लिया, तुमने इंटेलेक्चुअली समझ लिया, कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला तुमको. उसको जब तक तुम्हारे अंदर पूरा वो प्रवेश नहीं करेगा, तो ये जो कहानियाँ वगैरह ना, वी आर इन द बॉडी, वी हैव 5 सेंसेस. सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, दिस कथा सुनने से जैसे वो कॉन्सेप्ट अंदर प्रवेश करता है, क्लैरिफाई होता है और डीप जाता है. सो जो पुरानी कथाएं सुनने से ये होता है. दैट्स द आइडिया. अगर किसी को बिना कुछ मिल जाता है, बाय ऑल मीन्स डू इट, नोबडी स्टॉपिंग. सो इट्स नॉट लाइक यू मस्ट स्टडी पुराण, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. लेकिन इट इज बोलते हैं ना, एड टू दैट. इट्स अ वेरी juicy, nice aid, because I don't know, आप लोग, I think somebody's thing got on this thing. Lot of noise started coming.
Yeah, I also want to speak.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sneh.
First,
Okay, I'll say. I
my
have to go.
comment is actually related to all of this. And one was that these Shaktis are not Shaktis, but like these different gods, like Krishna and Shiv and all these. And then there is Brahma. So when you merge in Brahma, you have no idea who you are. So your body doesn't know anything. In fact, you are gone. But when you worship these guys, there are different energies you feel. It's like Kala Jamun khane se one kind of pleasure, and Krishna Bhakti se another kind of pleasure, and Shiv Bhakti se another kind of pleasure. But you have to internalize it. You cannot explain it. They are all pleasures, but they are different pleasures.
But I have a problem with your what you just mentioned, though. I do.
Yeah.
You said that in the Brahman, you don't know anything. That's not true. Brahman is all-knowing. Brahman, you have Kala Jamun and Aam and everything
No,
together.
as far as your body goes,
Body
your
ka,
thoughts,
true. So, वही तो-
your body has merged in Brahma. You have no idea what's happening that period.
It's not like you don't know. It's exactly the opposite. You know everything
Even
together.
I used to ask in the gospel, if you read, how was I stationed? What was I doing? How did I
Oh, you're talking about body consciousness is not there. But don't say that you don't know anything, because the people who have gone in astral world, these people have gone and come back and reported that at that stage they knew everything, the entire life they
No,
knew.
it's not a knowledge issue. Knowledge issue is a separate. Knowledge is all these stuff we are reading requires memory to read. So that knowledge, which is the one we need, is the one which does not require any memory. It's already there in us. But to reach there, then all this becomes clear, because it's only part of that knowledge.
I think that what is happening is maybe the limitation of language. You're trying to say one thing, it's coming out as something different. That's all. Maybe that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, what I wanted to say about Puran and all that is, that's a very difficult text to understand, and most of the
But
a lot of
you got cut
Hindus
off.
are
Sorry.
not,
Repeat it, what you said.
yeah, if you want to start a reading of the Bhagavad Gita, it's very difficult, and most people are not literate enough to understand that or have that much intellect. So the Purans were written so that in story form you know about God, and that's why in every house, they will have a Mahabharata Puran in their house, because that is easier to read for people and understand the concept of God and the oneness. So that's why the Puran is important to read.
Yeah, I think what you are saying, that I was saying the similar thing, that basically, rishis and munis are very kind people, and they realize that pure Brahma Gyan is very difficult for the majority. So they infused it in different stories, and some of them are real life stories, like we do. When the Swami is giving a pravachan, he is telling you some real life example, some made up example, just to bring a point. And that's what Puranas are. They are a kindness of the Rishi Munis. They took the same hi-fi concept and passed it through the stories to take it out. If you think about it, Bhagavad Gita is also very strategically put in Mahabharata in the middle of it. जैसे खाली अगर भगवत गीता को बोलेगा कोई सुनने को तैयार नहीं होगा, लेकिन उसको ऐसे स्टोरी के बीच में डाल दिया कि तो फाइट होने वाली है एकदम. Imagine like a thing,
So for the students of Geeta, for us, I think we know the concept, right? I think we know what is God, right?
That's an individual thing, yeah.
I think we know how to achieve it. Do we need to know more, or do we need to practice more?
No, you need to practice more. If you already know it, then the practice is the main thing. But I gave you that example that if you're in a body, you enjoy listening to good stories. Instead of listening to the news 24 hours, why don't we listen some Puranic stories? Because it will give us some good vibrations. It will give us, if nothing else.
But don't you think like we are still feeding our senses there? We are still enjoying what we enjoy, like that is a physical enjoyment, basically.
So they are not saying, Bhagwan is not saying don't enjoy your physical. He's just saying enjoying the balanced way, and something that is shreyas, बिकॉज जब तक हम लोग ने क्या पढ़ा अभी भगवत गीता में, जब तक आपका शरीर है, इंद्रियां चलेगी, आंखें हैं तो देखेंगी, कान है तो सुनेंगी, कोई सब बंद करके तो नहीं बैठ सकता. तो अगर देखना ही है तो कुछ अच्छा देखो, सुनना ही है कुछ अच्छा देखो. That's all it is. If you are...
That was precisely my point.
Yeah.
Well, that we do watch TV for entertainment, है ना? तो कोई बेकार का शो देख रहे हैं या बेकार की मूवी देख रहे हैं, तो वो भी एंटरटेनमेंट ही है. तो एक तरीके से अगर आप एंटरटेनमेंट ही समझ करके इसको देखिए, तो at least it aligns with whatever we are trying to learn in class also.
Yeah.
So I just felt that it was, entertainment. It was not the same thing as being in class, of course, but at the same time, it kind of helped with understanding so much of this, what I did not understand before.
No. It's very good, Meeraji. It's very good that you brought that thing. It just, my mind creates different questions, so that's why I asked this. It's not like that's a very good thing, and I got the good answer also. Like, people, instead of sitting on WhatsApp for many hours, or instead of watching TV, it's better to watch those things. But I was questioning myself, and I always think aloud when I'm sitting in the class, that once we get that knowledge, then we practice more, we get closer to it.
See, this is the problem that I see.
I have a question for Kamla. So, what do you mean by practice? How can we practice more? For example?
Like consciously doing every activity, every day, whole time, that how am I giving to somebody? Am I doing it for God? Am I doing to satisfy my own senses? So those kind of questions, and do something which you feel like, when you do something, you feel the inner happiness, like not the shallow happiness, like mindful living, mindful activity. I don't know if I'm able to express or not.
See
I
what?
agree with that.
Sorry, go ahead, Geeta ji.
No, I was saying I agree with that. That's perfect.
See
That's
what?
almost like the Tanpura in the background where you're saying, you know, constantly evaluate your thoughts and your motivations.
Like an example, I started watching Mahabharat, right? I don't like to watch TV much, but my motivation for watching Mahabharat was to spend some time with my father-in-law where he can feel that somebody sits with him and watch something. And then I thought, okay, I don't like to watch these news all the time with him. So let me start something which can be productive and which can make him happy. So I started watching Mahabharat and I'm enjoying Mahabharat. But more than that, while watching Mahabharat, I'm getting this feeling, I'm getting this satisfaction, and I know like how happy he feels. So this is just one example. Honestly, I'm not watching Mahabharat for me. I didn't start it for that purpose. I started for giving for this thing, that what can I give it to him. So this is my one example, like how can we evaluate each and every activity, that are we, like I'm doing kitchen gardening, right? I spend so much time, and when I calculate economically, I feel like, oh my gosh, spending 2-3 hours every day, you get vegetables in so much less money there. But then connection with that nature, connection with those plants, every day, that kind of pleasure I get, which is not comparable to those dollars. So that's my
I think you said it all. That's what it is. And what happens with these Puranas are sometimes you hear a concept, superficially you know it, but it has not gone deep inside you. You don't know how to use it in the world outside. And when you hear the Puranic stories, you identify with that character, and then it sinks into you all of a sudden, okay, this is what it means. Okay, it is great to see, okay, be kind to people, but when we see the Ramayana, then the thing comes out how he usne shabri ke jhute ke bear khaye, how he so then the concept bahar nikal ke aaya. That's all it is.
But when we start doing this mindful living with each and every activity we do, then those concepts take practical form.
See, what you are saying is that this is what suits you, and if Puran is not for everybody, but it has a definitely huge value. So if you don't think there is a value, you don't need to go into it. There are people who might learn better with Puran, like Sneha explained.
No, that's not my purpose. My purpose of discussion is to create this thinking in people's mind who are sitting in this group. Like, what? It's not like whatever I'm saying is good.
No. That's what I'm saying, that you won't be able to do that because everybody needs to take if you know the goal, there are different means, and you just follow that path. So for some people, maybe studying just Upanishad is good enough. They don't need other people. They get more out of the Puran, and so that's all I'm saying, that we cannot generalize it. For a discussion sake, it's fine, but in Sanatan Dharma, you have been given a great buffet.
Oh yeah.
You have been given things, and I think hearing from you, it feels like you like to just analyze your actions, and that's a great way for spirituality. But others find the Puranic story. Even I enjoy the Puranic story a lot. In fact, one of my favorite things to do is study the biography of the different saints. Okay, I think somebody's house is Sneha's thing is not okay. So, but I get more out of it, but other people may not. So that's what it is, Kamlaji. That it is Puran is a very integral part of our Sanatan Dharma, And some people discount it too much. Oh, just stories, who wants to get. But other people benefit a lot from it. Because
I just wanted to say one thing here. Number one, stories are used in many religions, parables or stories, to teach lessons. And they are easier to teach with. When you tell a story, it's easier for most people to learn because they are just more interesting. People get connected to it. So instead of just a platitude कि वे अच्छे कर्म करिए, if you can tell a story कि जिसमें इसने अच्छे कर्म करे तो उसको ये फल मिला वगैरह, it becomes more real for people at my level. Frankly, Kamala is at a much higher level, where she is only thinking कि भाई हम ऊपर मतलब काफी ऊपर की बात कर रही हैं, लेकिन मैं अपनी बात बोलती हूँ कि वो स्टोरीज जो हैं इंस्पायरिंग लगती हैं मुझे, और उनसे मुझे कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. और स्टोरीज, आप अच्छी स्टोरीज कहीं भी मिलेंगी, लेकिन आप अगर ये महापुराण देख रहे हैं तो आपको ये लगता है कि अच्छा क्लास में भी ये बात हुई, या गीता में भी ये बात हुई, उपनिषद में ये बात हुई थी, तो उसका थोड़ा सा आपको बैकग्राउंड भी समझ में आ रहा है. तो इन दैट रिस्पेक्ट फॉर पीपल लाइक मी हु आर downright absolute beginners, it's a very good tool. That's all.
Excellent way you explained.
Coming from, and maybe hopefully one day I will be there and saying I don't need any of that because I'm already at a higher level. But right now, that is where I am. That's all.
Very, very well explained. Sorry.
This is what's called humility. You are way up also, like not well. So
no. I was going to comment on all this that nobody at a higher level or a lower level.
Right.
You are at the level you are supposed to be, and the main thing which really to get the highest level, you start listening to yourself, and you will know what is right for you, because your path is totally different than somebody else's path.
Yeah, true.
And so once you start following your path, listening to you from inside, then you got it. And then you won't worry about okay, what is right, what is wrong, or what is the good way or bad way or whatever.
Just want to tell you about Puranas, that our, in Chinmaya Mission, they said each Purana is literally, you can get a Brahma Gyan out of it. अगर तुम बड़ी निष्ठा से एक चीज को पूरा कर लो ना, the same thing that you're going to get from Bhagavad Gita, you can get it from there also. इतना उसमें power है, because वो पूरा ब्रह्म ज्ञान weaving through the story, like Meera ji saying, बता दिया.
No, I'm not disputing that all at all.
True. Don't worry. We are just discussing. Yes.
No, but also in a cave which is totally dark, and you match a light, and all of a sudden you got the light there. So sometimes it is like that your Gyan comes from anywhere, and that is what it's supposed to be. And it could be through lot of practice, it could be through what is missing, you haven't done, or what you have already done. So everybody is unique. So nobody is above, nobody is below. That's
yeah.
So mainly क्या है कि सब कुछ तुम्हारे सामने है, ये वाले ग्रुप में जिसको जो पसंद है वो उठा लो और कल्याण हो जाएगा.
और मीरा जी बिल्कुल ये तो कुछ सोचना ही नहीं कि कौन हाई है कौन लो है. You are professor, you are higher than all of us. That's not the question at all. It's my understanding, and my nature is whatever I know I share with people. This is my nature, and whatever I think it's good I try to share, and that's why I raise these questions. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to dispute your idea or anything. I just raise these questions which come in my mind to share with everybody.
No, I think both of you are correct. Everybody is correct. Whatever we are getting the Gyan, we should also put it down in our practical life. And I think now we should also, I think all of you know that Meera has lost her mother-in-law, so we should all pray for her soul. If we can do the chant the Gayatri mantra, all of us, yeah.
Meera ji's mother-in-law passed away.
I don't know about it.
Yeah, no, just 2 days back.
Vinod's father?
Mother.
Yeah. Mother.
Oh.
Vinod's mom.
Vinod's
mom. Yes.
pray. Yes, we should.
Maybe we can do the which mantra you want to say, Meeraji, in honor.
Well, you sent me some from the Geeta and chapter 8 and chapter 2. So any ones that you like, Umaji? Anything?
Well,
that you
today I
think,
don't have it in front of me.
So we can do the Gayatri Mantra and Shanti part, how we all do. Yeah.
Okay.
Dedicated to her.
Triyambakam is also a good mantra for
Yeah,
that.
Triyambakam also we can do.
So Kamalaji, maybe you can chant few mantras.
Yeah.
For all of us, because all of us cannot do it together, so everybody has to be on mute. One person can chant.
Okay.
So we can start with Gayatri mantra, then we can do Triyambakam, and then we can do Shanti part.
Okay.
Do we do several times or one time? How do you want to do it?
Ask Meeraji.
Three times the Gayatri Mantra, once this one, your Triyambakam and the other one once. So 5 times, 5 ho jayega.
Okay. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mriत्योर्मुखशीयमामृतात्. Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mriत्योर्मुखशीयमामृतात्. Om Dyau Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapaha Shanti Roshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shantir Vishve Deva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi. Om Shanti 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 Om.
Thank you.
आत्मा को शांति दे और परिवार को ये दुख सहने की शक्ति दे. I know it's very hard when you lose your mother. It's a very strong bond. पर हमें सब पता है कि ये तो सब शरीर को छोड़ के गए हैं, आत्मा तो अजर अमर है. हमारी शुभकामनाएं आपके परिवार के साथ, मीरा जी.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Meera,
so
I'd
much
like to
love
say-
and so much support. Thank you very much.
So, Meera, I'd like to say something that you and Vinod, your mother-in-law, did not lack love, respect, care, time. That is all our elderly people want from us. And you and Vinod gave her love. You gave her your time. She did not lack for anything. So know that you did your
best.
At this time, you cannot go and be there or do anything. Take courage in that she's blessing you and very happy that she had you as a daughter-in-law.
Yeah, I think Geeta, if you want, she can recite the 12th chapter because she can do it by heart. If everybody has time. Others.
12th chapter is very big.
She does it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. She just recites it.
She's not here. Geeta is not here.
And Geeta's one, okay, so that's fine. We can do it later.
But thank you. I'm so grateful, and you are just very, very kind. And thank you so much for your support. Always.
Absolutely.
We are all together in this group, and everybody's best wishes. And anytime anybody wants to share anything, please do. You can personally call
So,
also.
Umaji, I want you to also please recognize that Uma Nagpal also has
Yes.
been on this class. So it's a little bit late in the day, but welcoming Uma Nagpal to our Gita class.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. Umaji, we cannot see your face because your video is off. But if you're listening, then welcome from all of us. Hope you enjoyed it. Very dynamic over here group. Everybody has a lot to share. And hopefully you will join us.
Meera ji, very tight hug to you. Just feel my hug there.
Virtual hug from all of us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
Same
you.
here.
Okay, guys, love you all. I'm going to leave you. Have a great week. See you on next Wednesday.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, same to you, all of you.
Bye,
Bye.
Premdi.
Have a wonderful week and weekend.
Thank you.
And stay safe, everybody. Things
Bye.
are getting bad.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thank you, Umaji, for the class.
You're welcome.